Welcome back to our channel.
Yeah. Have you seen a fine girl before? And look at my beauty. Okay.
No, spray the dollars. Spray.
Where is it? I have some in my pockets. Where is the dollars? Where is the dollar? Now I'm an Igbo man. Okay.
This is the Prime and Groom show.
Yeah.
Where Dumebi and Cjay handles issues relating to teenagers, young adults, and newlyweds. And if you've not subscribed to our channel, please kindly do so. Subscribe
right away
and like our videos. You could go back to previous videos to like them. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, so guess what we're talking about today? Well, she's gonna be sharing a very hot gist with you guys. We're talking about our childhood crush stories and the lessons that are there for teenagers. So what we're doing today is for young people, young adults, teenagers, single guys and ladies. One of those days we were just talking about all the experiences we had in primary, in secondary school, uni, and in our teen days, and very exciting stories, and we thought to share with you guys, and then I'll pick out the lessons and get also leave it for you to pick out the lessons as well and learn a thing or two for yourself. So if you have teenagers, if you have young boys and girls, get this video into their hands. They will enjoy it and they will learn a whole lot. Yeah, so babe, shoot. You have amazing stories, childhood crush stories. So let's start with you. Talk about some of them, those things, experiences you had with boys while growing up.
Okay. Wow, I don't even know where to start from. Okay, I'll keep it brief though. So in secondary school, when I was I think 15, so there's this guy I was really crushing on in church.
Church girl crushing on church boy.
Tall, dark, and handsome. He got everything. Like he was like the ladies' man. So one of those days, I took up a wedding card, and I wrote my name and his name, and wrote the year. I think it was 2017. So I fixed the way. I drew up a wedding card already for us years before. Like, so then, and it was a crush that a lot of things, a lot of butterflies. I remember one of those days he dropped me off in my house and I was the one sitting in front beside him. Hey, come and see now.
I had other people in the car, right?
Other people came down at their various destinations, but he decided to take me to my own house.
Wow.
So when I entered inside our compound, I was dancing. You needed to see me. I don't need jackpots now. So what happened, and all that happened. And also I think he was in school then, and he was not always around. And then finally I entered into school. I was even the one calling him. If the school I attended, and the whole phone restrictions and all that, I was calling him back to back. So it now happened that one day, I now called this guy on phone, and then he was like, okay, I'm doing something now, can you call me back later? I was like, okay, no problem. Me, good innocent girl that is in love, now called back, and then he was like, hello, okay, you called back. What's up? So what happened at that moment? I was expecting that would keep up with the flow. I was expecting he would gist me, tell me how
just talk,
just talk, because
you will love us
because I was itching for a lot, but I think it had been a while since I heard from him. But he just ended it like, I waited to call you back and you didn't tell me anything. I felt bad and I started thinking about myself. Why am I even calling this guy all the time? Why am I even throwing myself at him? And that was even the last day I ever spoke to him. And I think it happened that he never even, I don't think when I went back home to my home church, I don't think I even saw him, maybe once or so. But I just ended the conversation there and then, because I wanted to be treated better. I felt I should be treated better. I should be treated, my love, my butterfly should be reciprocated, in as much as we bonded at that initial stage. But I just knew
So the lesson there for me and for every young person that I'm seeing is love is not a one-sided thing.
Yes.
Yeah, when you love someone, you have feelings for somebody. Young people know this. That person, love is, it takes two to tango.
To tango, yeah.
So if you love someone, you have body butterflies for somebody, that person has to feel that same way for you for that thing to work out. So it's not a one-sided thing, because I remember then in primary, secondary school, we used to have people who, you see girls writing love letters to guys that don't even send them. You understand? And they just hide it on their head. It used to be, the regular, experience then for us. Back in secondary school days especially, it was, then phones started coming out. We'll go home, making extra cool with someone that was not even love you, someone that was not even care about you. Telling your friends how much you. So it's a two-sided thing. It takes two to pull it off, to make it happen. And then another lesson from there is, for me, is I think you learned how to value yourself.
Yes, I learned how to carry myself.
Carry yourself, self-respect. Because when you made that call and the guy did not respond the way
I wanted, I was disappointed, and I had to start. I started thinking introspectively, yes. I had to make that decision myself. What no one would have done for me, because then people were like, even my parents were like, what is it? Can you call again at this guy? That kind
so
of
if
thing.
you're a young person watching this, know this and know peace. Okay, don't throw yourself, especially if you're a lady. Don't carry yourself and throw at a guy. There's some of you young girls, and that's how people take advantage of you. You see yourself opening your legs or having sex at that teenage age because of butterflies. Love is
one-sided butterflies.
One-sided butterflies. The person sees that, because if that guy were to be, if that guy was a bad guy, trust me, he would have taken advantage of you and all of that. So it takes two to tango. Love is a two-sided thing. It takes two persons to make love happen. But let me share one of my stories. I don't have too many stories in that area, but let me say one that I have in little stories here and there, just petty things. But there's one that, the only one that was very, very serious was when I was in secondary school. All my friends, the regular thing in secondary school then was, you have your friends, male friends, dating girls, and then you have girls dating secondary school boys, especially senior boys dating junior girls. That was the trend in my own secondary school. So I was a good boy, but it was the trend. So I wanted to just go with what was happening, the trend. And there was this girl in my team. I was a class ahead of her. Beautiful girl, one of the most finest girls in my class. You know me now. I like good things. See this fine.
That today.
I like to like fine girls. I love them. I love them very fine, very pretty. So very pretty girl. I'm not going to call her name. And I, somehow went to her. I remember that day after school, I blocked her at the gate. I walked her down, and I had lines then. If you see my lines,
who will not even
I speaking like one guy, one John Don like that. And so I just told everything how I felt about her and what I wanted from her. And I remember that day, as I think Valentine's Day was 2 weeks after I asked her out, something like that. I remember how I had to go and steal my brother's money.
Imagine.
If he's watching this now, only at the car.
Imagine.
I stole his money. He came in from Lagos then to see us. He had some money in his pocket, so I took some money, went to go and get her. I remember I got her a frame, got her a bottle of perfume, got her a rose flower, put it in a branded bag, took it to her in school that day.
Secondary school
though. I think I was in
SS1
or SS2 then. And I took it to her, and she was always telling me then I have a boyfriend at home. So she stressed me, and then one day I was like, what, I'm not going to stop toasting you if you don't bring your boyfriend.
Lover.
If you don't bring your boyfriend to see me. She said, okay, exactly. So one day she brought a guy, and that was it. I just moved on because it was not really my thing. I was just doing it because it was what was the regular trend then. It was not really my thing. So I just said, okay, no wahala. Have fun.
When he told me this story, I was like, this is a case. Someone wrote a book and the title is How Stupidity Saved My Life.
How Stupidity Saved My Life.
But this one is How Naivety Saved My Life.
I later discovered that this girl, that she didn't have one boyfriend. That, in short, the secondary school gist now. I discovered eventually that plenty guys who, had been doing stuffs with her, real stuffs. So, imagine that. And trust me, eventually I even discovered that what I even had for her was not even love per se. Most times we confuse the feeling, and then we confuse the trend. The trend was what was happening. So I was looking for someone to just let it also be that I have someone to show off. You understand? So young boys and girls, you need to know this. At times, especially those people who are very pretty, when guys come around you to ask you out in secondary school, it's not because they have feelings for you most times, because they just want to show off with you. They just want to be able to tell their friends, see, that's my babe. That's how it is. Because young people don't know what love is, truly. I think you told me your dad told you that some time ago.
Don't worry, I'll get to
your dad, that love is not love. Young people don't know what love is. Trust me, they think love is just about butterflies, and that is how you get yourself into trouble. It's beyond the butterflies. It's beyond just the show off. It's beyond being then in secondary school you say, see this boy and this girl, good couple, perfect couple. But how many of those people ended up getting married? Most of my friends that had
even in
uni. Funny enough, most of my friends who were like when I was in uni, a lot of my friends in uni had babes, and they were Christian guys, Christian girls, and in their heads, they were all going to end up together. They wanted to actually get married to these people. And the funny thing is that if you watch now, most of those second university relationships, most of them packed up. You go on the internet and you see somebody getting married, you're like, he didn't marry this girl again that he was dating. This girl that seemed like his all and all, that he even used to preach for us when he climbed on the altar. So they didn't get married again. So you realize that it's most times we deceive ourselves and confuse ourselves with trying to get into relationships when we are not ready, when we are not set for it, when we're not even developed enough for it. So you have, I think you have other stories. So maybe you should share one more.
Relating to secondary school love crush stories. So I remember then there was this guy that really was crushing big time on me, that I didn't even know when I started giving in. I didn't know when I started liking him back, because normally, I thought I had. Of course, this first guy I talked about it happened in secondary school, so I thought I had that guy to occupy the space. But something that happens with seeing someone constantly, you start building, because this guy was far away. The first guy was far away in school, and I knew he was in my heart. And then this one was in my class, my classmates, in secondary school, and I was always seeing him. And I think he was shy, but he wasn't really saying it audibly. But he had told his friends. His friends were referring to me as their friend's girlfriend, their friend's babe,
I can relate.
So all those hints here, there, without him saying much, were already giving me those feelings, and somehow the butterfly is to start developing, because I realized that sometimes I want to enter the class because he's still at the back. I'll be shy, like I'll be all jittery, and you can imagine. So it happened that he was always calling then, and I remember one Christmas that he came with 6 of his friends to visit me in our village house, and out of the blues my dad was like, hey, who is that person? He spoke it in Igbo. Who is that person that always disturbs you? So I just told my dad that he has stopped, because I didn't want any sin there. And of course they went home and there was no sin created. But I saw hell that night, because I didn't know my dad had already asked my sister to show him the person, and she did. And my dad told me a lot of things.
Wow.
And there was one thing that he always used to say. He always used to tell us, my stand, and he tell us that at this age that we don't understand what love is. That was the story you shared with me, that made him make that comment. Of course, trust me, when we went back to school in January, I kept my distance till we finished, even though his friends would at different points hint and all that about me being their friend's babe, but I didn't let it get to me. So my dad would always say that you as a young person, you don't know what love is, and he would be like, the way you are now, no one loves you the way your mother and I loves you. And then I would be like, how? He said, not even your aunties, not even your uncle, not even a boy. So it helped me make that decision. When someone comes to me and tells me I love you, I'll be like, as you are in my age, in my set now, I don't think you understand. I think you need to be older. You don't know. So somehow I unconsciously answer the question.
One of the things that creates this false thing in the heads of young people is what you watch. You watch Nollywood, you watch Hollywood, and you define love, or you think you know love from the things you watch because of the things you watch on TV. You get it. So, but truth is that I learned as I grew up, as I matured, that young people. I didn't as a teenager. I thought I knew what love was, but really I didn't know. So what your dad said to you was very, very true and very, very profound. And that's why there's one thing I want to encourage young people to do is to listen to your parents. As you grow up, one of the best things you can do to yourself is to listen to your elders, your parents, your teachers, your caregivers. Everyone needs to be, all those people that God has sent them to you to help you, to nurture you, to help you grow. Because being a teenager is not just about being physically small. It's also or being physically immature. It's also about being mentally immature, emotionally immature. You don't know how to handle these things. Trust me, love, relationship is much more than the things you watch on television. You're listening to us, you don't make any mistake, okay? Listen to your parents, listen to your guardians when they talk to you. Make sure you pay close attention and do what they say, because if you do that, you hardly ever make mistakes with your life. Okay, one other thing I learned from this story that I've been sharing with you guys today is how important values it is to have values. And to be involved with someone who aligns with you. For example, in my case, that girl that I was trying to ask her, trust me, far apart. Nothing like what I wanted. Eventually I discovered that she was nothing like what I wanted in a wife. So see all those things you do in secondary school, primary school, you don't even know what you want. That's the truth. At that point you don't even know what you want. So there's no need connecting with somebody or trying to go out to somebody when you don't even know what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, you won't even know the kind of person you want. You don't know what you want, you won't know who you want. That's the truth. And if you just do it because the person looks fine, because then in secondary school it was more of dating was more of a trophy thing. So your boyfriend has to be maybe the finest guy in school, or the best footballer, or the baddest boy. People had kind of their own preferences. Then there were girls that loved bad boys. Then we had the ones that loved footballers, the best footballers,
those that have money,
or those that have money that can come and buy you stuff in school, or the intelligent ones. The intelligent guys used to also have. Someone like me, I was in that class. I had some girls in my class. Really, secondary school. I was a very ugly boy in secondary school. Very ugly, you see me. But I had some girls in my class that really liked me and wanted us to, go out. And but of course, it's a case of person really like like I don't want to like you, now you like. And that was what happened and all that. So we hope you learned a lot of lesson from this episode. We're going to do more of more stuff for young people, teenagers. So if you are a teenager, please subscribe. If you have young people, you have teenagers maybe as your children or your words, please subscribe to this, because more contents are coming for them. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, okay, and like this post, share, get someone to watch, and leave a comment, okay? Tell us your own story, your childhood crush stories, and the lessons. We're very particular about the lessons, so that young people can learn one or two things from these stories. Okay, and you can watch other episodes of our shows, and a lot of contents out there for you.
Before we go, let's just remind you that the gist is not over yet.
It's not over.
So stay tuned
for
part 2. Another episode. Get it right?
If you don't get it, forget about it. Alright.
I don't know how to mix.
What I want to say to the people, be guided, okay?
Sit tight.
Always
stay glued to this channel.
And all of that. Thank you so much, guys. From my baby and I, the amazing Doom and Cjay, we say we love you. God bless you all. Peace out.